Extraction stations.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's easier if there's an example rather than kind of talking in hypotheticals, because then we can look at specifically what's going on and what specifically the options were. All right, so against the Kleber, a Schultz, a Benson, a Lightning,
Activated.
you have 5.5 detection, so you're similar to the Lightning. I want to point out before we go further with this, there's a Donskoy that's been spotted. There's 2 Donskoys and a Des Moines. How many have been spotted? 1 has been spotted. So we know where one of the radars are. Where are the other 2 radars? You don't know. Realistically, a radar might go to this island. Realistically, a radar might go to this island. In which case, you could be radared as soon as you show yourself in the cap. So, if the enemy can see you while they're in smoke, and they're shooting you, but you can't see them, they're going to win the trade. So first off, you are bow in, which means I am going closer to the enemy, potentially into a bunkered up radar position. Now, you might not have cruisers that are going to be helping shoot you. They may not have attack lines on you, but they could radar you for whatever the hell is in here. Secondly, look at your support. Can the Monarch help you? Can the Stalingrad help you? Can the Pommern help you? Can the Riga help you? Maybe? Maybe? But maybe not. You don't have anybody riding up on your side, or a cruiser that's basing off this island, or somebody that's setting up a smoke screen out here so they can fire from smoke and farm. Right now, you're pretty solo operator. So this is potentially going to get you killed. Likely, you know, you've got full health, you've got all your tools and tricks, you're probably not going to just straight up get murdered. But recognize the situation that you're going into. You're going into, let me double check that. All right, cool. You're going into a situation where there's probably radar, there's definitely an enemy, and you do not necessarily have support outside of Pommern secondaries, maybe. Okay, so there was a time there where you were almost kind of like moving like you were going to reverse in. Now, reverse contesting is going to give you a way out, which is important. Always have a way out. If all of a sudden a bunch of spring on top of you and they're just going to maul you down and rip you to shreds and beat the crap out of you, all that stuff, what is your out? So if you're nose in, your out is 5, 6, 7 seconds away because you've got to, oh shit, you got a hard turn, hard turn, hard turn, hard turn, and then you can start to run. Versus if you're just set up with your ass into the cap, you can just bail immediately. Fuck this, I'm gone. You don't have to go through the process of getting ready or trying to get the fuck out while you're getting shot in the broadside and all this other stuff. You've already primed yourself in a ready position to be able to take care of yourself if you get in too deep. Now, at this point, it looks like you really want to kind of like get, you know, root out this DD and kill him. That's okay. Who's helping you? Is the Pommern helping you? Does the Pommern have shots on the other side of this island? Does the Riga have shots on the other side of this island? Does the Monarch or the Stalin? Maybe? But what's the likelihood here? Now there's a Donskoy and a Des Moines. This is a 40-second radar. This is a 30-second radar. This is potentially a minute and 15 seconds or more of time that you're going to be lit while people can shoot you from a smoke cloud. You are not in a strong position right now. You're basically, for all intents and purposes, going behind enemy lines. You are alone, and it is the beginning of the match, which means they are at full power. They have all the health that they're going to have. They have all the teammates that they're going to have. There's radar number 1. Good news is, it doesn't look like anybody can shoot you for now, but the Donskoy is moving up to be able to shoot you. So at this point, you're trying to wiggle and dodge because holy shit, radar. So far, we're down 3,500 health. Good job mitigating it to 3,500. The radar will go down soon. It's probably the Des Moines radar.
Problem solved, sir.
Donskoy continues to shoot. Now we have the Benson in shooting. Radar is down. Cool. So before we go further, we're now 3 minutes 45 seconds into the game. What's happened? You moved forward. You didn't stop a cap. You didn't stop C cap, I guess. I don't know, the Pommern's moving in. So, you didn't kill the Benson. You didn't take the cap. You did spot a Donskoy, which is good. You spotted a Donskoy. You did end up spotting a Benson, so you've added information to your team. You got one spotting ribbon, so maybe somebody else spotted it, whatever. And you lost more than half of your ships. No, sorry, you don't have a heal. You lost 6,700 health. Okay, for what? What was gained by this? I think you wanted to go in and kill the Benson. Ooh, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. But you were literally walking into a situation where he's got all of his friends and you don't have yours. There was a Donskoy on this island. Where's your cruiser on this island to help you? He's not there. There's a battleship back here that ended up being in position. There's a Pommern moving over. Where's your Pommern? On the other side of an island, unable to assist. Where's your stuff over here? There's not. So you're trying to make a play, but you didn't have the resources to be able to make the play. You didn't have the information to be able to make the play. And ultimately, you just lost shit for it. So Benson goes dark. Cool. Still kind of isolated here.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
I think you just really want this B cap. Oh, there's a lightning, so now there's 2 destroyers.
Smoke generator started.
Cool. Not against the use of the AP. Although we see how many... Okay, so you're using AP right now. So HE does 1,700, AP does 2,100. So it's more. But if you notice, we've got 7 overpens right now. So if you're overpenning, you're doing 210 damage as opposed to doing a third of HE, which is 530. Oh my god. So that can be a problem. Now, if you're shooting at a destroyer that's flat broadside, your shells will overpen. They won't actually arm. There's a certain arming threshold. There's a certain amount of armor that an AP shell has to go through before it turns on and primes to pop. So if the DD is flat broadside, it's just going to pass right through. Now that's okay if the DD is beat to shit, because once a destroyer starts getting saturated, although I guess DD's saturation's a little weird, once a destroyer starts getting saturated, you may be doing roughly the same with an overpen as you do with an actual HE hit, but in general, HE is going to be the easier choice. Now there was a time where the Jutland HE didn't actually pen enemy destroyers because the penetration sucked, but they changed that, so that was handled. HE would be the proper ammunition to use unless the destroyer starts to angle. Now if the destroyer angles at like 30 degrees, 40 degrees, whatever, then your shells are, the armor thickens up. So instead of going through just a little bit, it's going through more. Which will prime the shell, it'll pop in the ship, you'll do more damage. So if the DD was running at an angle, you could do it. And I believe, although I'm not sure about this, I believe the Jutland has improved pen angles on its AP shells. So you could probably even throw the AP shells even if it was sharply angled, but I'm unsure. I think British AP is probably has the better pen angles just because of how it kind of does its thing. Okay, only the Jutland and Daring. So there was a point where Jutland and Daring just, they didn't have enough HE pen, so you were very reliant on AP. And AP was good, it was good, but I mean, you can outplay AP by nosing in or just literally being flat broadside and having it overpen you. So anyway, just something to pay attention to. Okay, so we're gonna stop this. How much health did you lose doing this adventure on the 7 line? You lost about 7,000 health. If you traded evenly with the Benson, 7,000 health is a kill on the Benson. So if you had that additional health, you had a kill here. Granted, there was a lightning behind it, there was a Pommern behind it, there's all kinds of other stuff going on. I don't think you get a torp there, but it'd be nice if you did. You don't. So it's, you gotta look at it from, first off, what did that initial foray do? Well, it spent 4 minutes and it lost you some health. It didn't really get anything. Secondly, you were looking at B cap. Man, I think I could make plays here. And if I'm looking at this correctly, I think you thought maybe the Benson was over on this side. You did see the lightning shortly before you went into B, so that's gonna suck too. Because it's like, oh man, there's even more there than I thought there was. But when the Benson came around the corner, the Benson I think had full health, and you did not. In that case, you're not gonna win. So you bail. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Immediately throw your smoke, turn out, and run. The Benson might chase you, but the further the Benson chases you, the further away from his allies he is, the deeper into your side of the board he is. You might get the Stalingrad to assist. You might get the Riga to assist. The further you can draw this dude out while you're running. Fuck this. You may actually have some form of assistance, but taking that fight while you didn't have the health was rough. Now, granted, British guns are very good. So, I mean, you were able to do, what, 12,500 damage to him in a pretty short order? If you had more health, you would have killed him. But then there would have been another destroyer behind him and potentially pommered secondaries and shells and other bullshit. So, unfortunately, this just wasn't the play because you didn't have the teammates. You didn't have the resources to make the play. At this point, you were just fishing for a fight. You found the fight, and it didn't go your way. Because you didn't set up the situation to win the fight. You just found the fight. You go into a bar, you start throwing around, you know, some choice words at every lady you see, and everybody, you know, try to piss off a bunch of people. You'll find a fight. You may not win it if you're alone.